Part 1. Crisis and Knowledge Gap Revelation. Right now, thousands of seniors are experiencing memory lapses, joint pain and energy crashes that they believe are just part of getting older. What many do not realize is that these symptoms might not be inevitable signs of aging at all. There is emerging research suggesting that one simple, natural factor could be the missing piece in maintaining cognitive sharpness and physical vitality well into your golden years. Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s and 80s seem to have boundless energy and crystal-clear thinking, while others struggle with basic daily tasks? The difference might not be genetics, luck, or expensive treatments. Recent studies are pointing to something far simpler that most people overlook completely. I am talking about something that costs absolutely nothing, is available to almost everyone, yet many seniors avoid it, based on outdated recommendations that may no longer serve their best interests. This oversight could be contributing to the very health challenges you are trying to prevent. Let me share Margaret's story with you. She was 73 years old when her family started noticing concerning changes. Margaret would forget names of long-time neighbors, struggle to follow conversations, and seem to lose her spark for life. Her doctor suggested this was normal aging and prescribed expensive medications that made her feel worse. But Margaret's daughter had been reading about vitamin D research and convinced her mother to have her levels tested. The results shocked everyone. Margaret's vitamin D levels were so low they barely registered on the standard test. Her brain was essentially starving for this crucial nutrient that supports memory formation and cognitive function. Within 6 months of safely increasing her vitamin D through natural methods, Margaret was having full conversations again. She started cooking her favorite recipes from memory. She even began volunteering at her local library, something she had given up months earlier. Margaret's transformation was not a miracle cure, but rather the result of addressing a fundamental nutritional deficiency. Here is what concerns me most. Margaret's story is not unique. Millions of seniors are walking around with vitamin D levels that are far below optimal ranges for brain health and physical function. Many healthcare providers do not routinely test for vitamin D deficiency, and when they do, they often accept levels that are technically normal but still too low for peak cognitive performance. The research on this topic is fascinating and should give every senior hope. Studies involving thousands of participants have found strong correlations between vitamin D levels and memory function, mood stability, bone strength, immune system performance, and even longevity. Yet this information has not reached mainstream awareness as quickly as it should have. Think about your own health journey for a moment. How many times have you been told that certain symptoms are just part of getting older? How often have expensive treatments been suggested before simple nutritional factors were even considered? You deserve to have access to all the research, not just the information that leads to prescription medications. What makes this even more interesting is that our bodies are designed to produce vitamin D naturally when exposed to sunlight. For generations, people spent significant time outdoors and had robust health well into their senior years. Today, many of us spend most of our time indoors, and we have been taught to avoid sun exposure entirely. But here is where the research gets really compelling. The vitamin D your body creates from sunlight is not the same as what you get from supplements. When your skin is exposed to UVB rays, your body produces vitamin D in its most bioactive form, along with other beneficial compounds that work together synergistically. This does not mean you should ignore sun safety guidelines or spend hours baking in intense sunlight. There are safe, effective ways to optimize your vitamin D levels that can complement your existing healthcare routine. The key is understanding how to do this properly and working with healthcare providers who stay current with nutritional research. Dr. Roger Seheult, founder of MedCram and a vitamin D researcher, has studied how this nutrient affects brain health in seniors. His findings suggest that maintaining optimal vitamin D levels could be one of the most important steps you can take for cognitive preservation and overall vitality as you age. The question is not whether you should be concerned about your vitamin D levels. The question is whether you have enough information to make informed decisions about this crucial aspect of healthy aging. By the time we finish exploring this topic together, you will understand exactly how vitamin D affects senior health and what steps you can take to optimize your levels safely and effectively. Your brain and body deserve every advantage you can give them. The research suggests that something as simple as addressing vitamin D deficiency could help you maintain the sharpness and energy you need to enjoy your retirement years to the fullest. Part 2. The evidence and research findings. The scientific evidence connecting vitamin D levels to brain health in seniors is both compelling and extensive. Researchers have been studying this connection for decades, and what they have discovered should fundamentally change how we think about cognitive preservation as we age. Let me walk you through some of the most significant findings that every senior should know about. A landmark study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease followed over 1,600 seniors for 6 years to examine the relationship between vitamin D levels and dementia risk. The results were remarkable and frankly quite alarming. Seniors with severely low vitamin D levels were 5 times more likely to develop dementia compared to those with optimal levels. But the research goes even deeper than that initial finding. The same study found that even moderately low vitamin D levels doubled the risk of cognitive decline. This means that millions of seniors who have vitamin D levels that are technically within normal ranges may still be at significantly higher risk for memory problems and thinking difficulties. Dr. David Llewellyn, who led this research at the University of Exeter, described the findings as exceeding even their most optimistic predictions. His team had expected to find some correlation, but the strength of the association between vitamin D and brain health surprised everyone involved in the study. What makes this research particularly relevant for seniors is that vitamin D deficiency becomes more common as we age. Our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. We tend to spend more time indoors. Our kidneys become less effective at converting vitamin D into its active form. All of these factors combine to create a perfect storm for deficiency. Another fascinating study from Rush University examined brain tissue from deceased seniors who had participated in memory and aging research. The researchers found that higher vitamin D levels were associated with better cognitive function right up until the end of life. Even more interesting, they discovered that vitamin D receptors are found throughout the brain, particularly in areas responsible for memory formation and executive function. The mechanism behind these protective effects is becoming clearer through ongoing research. Vitamin D appears to support the production of proteins that protect brain cells from damage. It helps regulate calcium levels in brain cells, which is crucial for proper nerve signaling. It also supports the immune system processes that clear away toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Traditional cultures provide us with additional evidence that supports these modern research findings. Populations that spend significant time in natural sunlight and maintain higher vitamin D levels throughout their lives show remarkably low rates of dementia and cognitive decline. The Seventh-day Adventists in Loma Linda, California, who emphasize outdoor activities and natural living, have some of the lowest dementia rates in the world. Similarly, people living in Mediterranean regions where outdoor lifestyles are common and sun exposure is regular throughout the year maintain cognitive sharpness well into their 80s and 90s. These populations also consume diets rich in foods that support vitamin D absorption, creating a synergistic effect that modern research is just beginning to understand. Dr. Michael Holick from Boston University, one of the leading vitamin D researchers in the world, has studied how this nutrient affects virtually every system in the human body. His research shows that vitamin D influences over 1,000 different genes, including many that are crucial for brain cell survival and memory formation. What concerns Dr. Holick most is that standard vitamin D testing often uses ranges that may be too low for optimal health. Many laboratories consider vitamin D levels above 30 nanograms per milliliter to be sufficient, but his research suggests that levels between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter may be necessary for optimal brain protection. Recent studies have also examined how quickly vitamin D levels can impact cognitive function. Researchers at Tufts University found that seniors who increased their vitamin D levels showed measurable improvements in memory and thinking speed within just 3 months. This suggests that the brain can respond relatively quickly when given the nutrients it needs to function properly. The connection between vitamin D and mood is equally impressive and particularly relevant for seniors. Multiple studies have found that adequate vitamin D levels are associated with better mood stability, reduced depression risk, and improved overall quality of life. This makes sense when you consider that vitamin D receptors are found in the same brain regions that regulate mood and emotional processing. Dr. Roger Seheult emphasizes that vitamin D should be thought of as a hormone rather than a vitamin. When your skin produces vitamin D from sunlight, it creates a cascade of beneficial effects throughout your body. Your immune system becomes more balanced. Your bones stay stronger. Your muscles maintain better function. Your sleep patterns improve. All of these factors work together to support cognitive health as you age. The evidence is clear and continues to grow stronger with each new study. Maintaining optimal vitamin D levels may be one of the most important steps you can take to preserve your memory, thinking ability, and overall brain health throughout your senior years. Part 3. The solution and practical implementation. Now that you understand the research connecting vitamin D to brain health, let me show you exactly how to optimize your levels safely and effectively. The key is understanding that there are right ways and wrong ways to approach vitamin D optimization, and getting this wrong could actually be counterproductive or even harmful. The first step is knowing your current vitamin D blood level through proper testing. You want to ask your healthcare provider for a 25-hydroxy-vitamin D test, which is the most accurate measure of your vitamin D status. Do not accept general statements about your levels being normal or fine. You need to know the actual number so you can track your progress over time. Optimal vitamin D levels for brain health appear to be between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter, according to leading researchers. Many laboratories still use outdated reference ranges that consider anything above 30 to be sufficient, but this may not be adequate for cognitive protection. If your levels are below 40, you have room for improvement that could benefit your brain health significantly. The most natural and effective way to raise vitamin D levels is through safe sun exposure during the right times of day. Your body can produce thousands of units of vitamin D in just 15 to 20 minutes of midday sunshine on your arms and legs. This is far more than most people get from supplements, and it comes in the most bioactive form your body can use. The timing of sun exposure is crucial for vitamin D production. You need UVB rays to trigger vitamin D synthesis in your skin, and these rays are only available when the sun is high enough in the sky. In most locations, this means between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., with the peak production happening around noon when your shadow is shorter than your height. Here is where many people make critical mistakes. Early morning or late afternoon sun exposure feels pleasant and seems safer, but it provides very little UVB for vitamin D production. You end up getting UVA rays that can cause skin aging without the vitamin D benefits. This is why timing your sun exposure correctly is so important for achieving your health goals. For people with fair skin, 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun exposure on arms and legs without sunscreen is typically sufficient. If you have medium skin tone, you may need 25 to 30 minutes. People with darker skin may require 30 to 45 minutes because melanin naturally blocks some UV rays. These are general guidelines, and individual needs can vary based on location, season, and personal factors. The goal is never to burn your skin or cause any redness or discomfort. If you're just starting to incorporate sun exposure into your routine, begin with just 5 to 10 minutes and gradually increase the time as your skin builds tolerance. Think of this as training your skin to handle sunlight safely while maximizing vitamin D production. Geographic location and season significantly impact your ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight. If you live north of Atlanta, Georgia, you cannot make adequate vitamin D from sun exposure during winter months, regardless of how much time you spend outside. The sun simply does not get high enough in the sky for sufficient UVB penetration. This is where high-quality vitamin D3 supplements can play a supporting role in your optimization strategy. Look for supplements that provide vitamin D3 rather than vitamin D2, as vitamin D3 is more effective at raising and maintaining blood levels. Most seniors need between 2,000 and 4,000 units daily during months when sun exposure is limited. However, supplements should complement rather than replace natural sun exposure whenever possible. The vitamin D your body makes from sunlight comes with additional benefits that you cannot get from pills. Sun exposure helps regulate your circadian rhythms, supports mood through serotonin production, and provides other compounds that work synergistically with vitamin D. Certain factors can interfere with vitamin D absorption and utilization, even when you are doing everything else correctly. Magnesium deficiency is surprisingly common in seniors and can limit your body's ability to convert vitamin D into its active form. Taking vitamin D supplements without adequate magnesium is like trying to start a car without a battery. Vitamin K2 is another crucial cofactor that helps direct calcium to your bones, rather than soft tissues when vitamin D increases calcium absorption. Many nutrition experts recommend taking vitamin K2 along with vitamin D, especially if you're using higher dose supplements. This combination helps ensure that increased calcium absorption benefits your bones, rather than potentially causing problems elsewhere. Some medications can interfere with vitamin D metabolism and may require dosage adjustments or additional monitoring. If you take medications for acid reflux, high cholesterol, or certain other conditions, discuss vitamin D optimization with your healthcare provider to ensure there are no interactions or complications. The timeline for seeing improvements in vitamin D levels varies depending on your starting point and the methods you use. With consistent sun exposure during appropriate months, most people see meaningful increases within 4 to 6 weeks. Supplement-based approaches may take 8 to 12 weeks to reach steady-state levels, which is why patience and consistency are essential for success. Regular monitoring through blood tests every 3 to 6 months during the optimization phase helps ensure you are making progress without going too high. Yes, it is possible to have too much vitamin D, though this is quite rare with natural sun exposure and reasonable supplement doses. Part 4. Empowerment and taking action. You now have the knowledge and tools to take informed control of your vitamin D levels and potentially protect your brain health for years to come. The question is not whether this information is valuable, but whether you will take action on what you have learned today. Your cognitive future may depend on the decisions you make in the coming weeks and months. The first step is having an honest conversation with your healthcare provider about vitamin D testing and optimization. Bring the research we have discussed today to your next appointment. Ask specifically for a 25-hydroxyvitamin D blood test if you have not had one recently. Request a copy of your results so you know exactly where your levels stand. Many healthcare providers are becoming more aware of the connection between vitamin D and cognitive health, but some may still rely on outdated reference ranges or recommendations. You have every right to advocate for your health and ask for testing that could provide valuable insights into your overall wellness strategy. If your healthcare provider is not familiar with the latest vitamin D research, consider seeking a second opinion or consultation with a practitioner who specializes in nutritional approaches to healthy aging. Integrative medicine doctors, naturopaths, and some geriatricians stay current with research on vitamin D and brain health. Creating a sustainable vitamin D optimization plan requires thinking about your individual circumstances and lifestyle. If you live in a sunny climate and enjoy spending time outdoors, natural sun exposure may be your primary strategy. If you live in northern areas or have limited mobility, supplements combined with whatever safe sun exposure you can manage may be more realistic. The key is developing a routine that you can maintain consistently throughout the year. Sporadic efforts to increase vitamin D levels are far less effective than steady, ongoing attention to this crucial aspect of your health. Think of vitamin D optimization as a long-term investment in your cognitive future rather than a quick fix. Track your progress through regular blood testing and keep a simple log of your sun exposure or supplement routine. This information will help you and your healthcare provider understand what approaches work best for your individual situation. Everyone responds differently to vitamin D interventions, so personalization is essential for optimal results. Consider the seasonal variations in your vitamin D plan and prepare for changes throughout the year. During summer months, you may be able to meet most of your needs through safe sun exposure. Winter months may require increased supplement doses or more attention to dietary sources of vitamin D. Building a support network can make a significant difference in your success with vitamin D optimization and overall health goals. Share what you have learned with family members and friends who might also benefit from this information. Consider joining online communities or local groups focused on healthy aging and natural wellness approaches. Your family members have a vested interest in your cognitive health and may be willing to help you implement positive changes. Perhaps they can join you for daily walks during peak sunlight hours, or help you remember to take supplements consistently. Having accountability partners makes any health improvement plan more likely to succeed. Remember that vitamin D optimization is just one piece of a comprehensive approach to brain health and healthy aging. Regular physical activity, quality sleep, stress management, social connections, and mental stimulation all play important roles in maintaining cognitive function throughout your senior years. However, do not let the complexity of healthy aging overwhelm you or prevent you from taking action on vitamin D specifically. Sometimes the best approach is focusing on one area at a time and building momentum through early success. Optimizing your vitamin D levels could provide the energy and mental clarity you need to tackle other aspects of your health routine. Stay informed about ongoing research in this area, as our understanding of vitamin D and brain health continues to evolve. New studies are published regularly that provide additional insights into optimal dosing, timing, and combinations with other nutrients. Knowledge in this field is expanding rapidly. Be patient with the process and realistic about timelines for seeing improvements. While some people notice increased energy and better mood within a few weeks of optimizing vitamin D levels, cognitive benefits may take several months to become apparent. Trust the process and focus on consistency rather than expecting immediate dramatic changes. Most importantly, remember that you have more control over your cognitive health than you might have realized before watching this video. The research clearly shows that simple interventions like vitamin D optimization can have profound effects on brain function and overall quality of life in your senior years. The choice is yours. You can continue accepting that cognitive decline is inevitable, or you can take proactive steps based on solid scientific evidence to protect and potentially improve your brain health. Your future self will thank you for the actions you take today. Start with getting your vitamin D levels tested. Begin incorporating safe sun exposure into your daily routine when possible. Consider high-quality supplements during months when sun exposure is limited. Most importantly, stay consistent with whatever approach you choose. Your brain has been waiting for the nutrients it needs to stay healthy and sharp. Give it the vitamin D support that decades of research suggests could make all the difference in how you experience your golden years. If this information has opened your eyes to the importance of vitamin D for brain health, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest research updates. We are committed to bringing you the health information that could truly make a difference in your life. Share this video with someone you care about who might benefit from learning about vitamin D and cognitive health. Your family members, friends, and fellow seniors deserve to have access to this potentially life-changing information. Sometimes sharing knowledge is the greatest gift we can give. Leave a comment below and let me know your current vitamin D level if you have had it tested recently. Are you planning to ask your doctor about testing? Have you noticed improvements in energy or mental clarity after optimizing your vitamin D? Your experiences could inspire and help other viewers on their health journeys. We have covered topics like the best foods for memory, simple exercises that boost brain function, and sleep strategies that protect against cognitive decline. Each video is packed with practical information you can start using immediately. Thank you for watching, and remember that taking care of your brain health is one of the most important investments you can make in your future. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep taking charge of your health. Your mind will thank you for it.